To December's data. This is for December, this coming next month in just a few weeks, and you'll notice a couple of things to start off with. I got my hair touched up so it's a little bit more blonde and white like it should have been in the first place. It just didn't quite get there initially. Anyway, so to start off with, what I wanted to cover is going to be over here on the right side, of course, where I have my usual stuff here. We're going to start off with the bosses, as we usually do in most of these in the past. Sorry, I've got some people messaging me. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the bosses, I may give this a few seconds for people to start getting connected because I know there's a little bit of a delay between when I start and when people can actually see me. So to start off with here, this is our first boss. That is a new boss. I'm going to move this to the right so we can see it a bit better like I normally do. And like I said, I'll give this a minute or two for people to start getting connected because I did say I'd start at 8 o'clock my time, and I started about a minute and a half, 2 minutes early. So we'll give it just a minute here for people to get connected. So I'll just kind of hang out here for a minute and we'll get going. As soon as I see this number down here in the bottom corner, right about there, start to show numbers, which right now it still shows 0. So I'll give that a minute to start showing numbers and then I will get going. And I believe you can see that in the stream here. So. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get started now. We are pretty much right at the 8 o'clock mark as we speak. So the first thing here we have is the boss. The first boss we have here, this looks to be very kind of Christmas themed. It's looking to me like it's going to be an Earth Spirit, which is not that surprising given the fact that it's Earth Month. So this one is going to be one of our two bosses. This is Earth and Spirit by the looks of it. And if we go to the next one over, we have what looks to be an Earth and Air. That boss has been used before. I can spot that already. I believe originally that boss was, I think it was originally Earth Air as well. It might have been Fire Air, something like that. But I know we've had that one before. I remember because it had this kind of mohawk looking thing coming off the back of the head. So there's boss number 1, which has that kind of Christmassy theme sort of with a tombstone, which is kind of odd, but it has kind of a Christmassy look to it. It has like this candy cane looking axe and kind of some Christmas themed elements to it. But anyway, so there's boss number 1, which is again Spirit Earth. This one here is going to be, I'm pretty certain, sorry, Earth Spirit. This is going to be I'm pretty certain Earth Air. So like last month and the month before, we have 2 adjacent raids. So it's not surprising really. It seems to be the way things go. Alright, so moving on from there, we are now going to go into the armors. And there's that armor. So this is the same one. It's exactly the same armor as it was before, just reskinned with a different color scheme. So this one is the same armor. I'm trying to think of what it was. It was a raid armor originally, and it was, I think, Earth and Air. It was actually a reward for the top 20 to top 40 just a few raids back, I think. I think it was Earth or Air Month, I think, just a few months back, but it was one of the rewards for the ones who are below the top rewards. So T20 to T40, whatever that is for raids. So this one, and I can't for the life of me think of the name, but this is a reskin. So this is reskin number 1. So this is armor number 1, and this is Earth and Air. As you can see, we have the Earth Swirl and the Air Swirl. So that's Earth and Air, and I believe that is male. So that's the Ascended version of the male. And there's another reskin, but that's a combo mix and match reskin. So this is the Terrestrial Halberd armor, shield, weapon, but the head of Earth and Spirit one we just had just a few months back. I think it was last Spirit Month actually. It was an Earth and Spirit originally, but that's now Fire and Earth instead. So we have the Earth swirl here at the feet, and then the fire elements kind of scattered around, and then that Earth little icon guy there. So that's armor number 2. It's a mix and match, Earth and Fire. That's male, I believe. Yeah. armor number 2 down. There is the female of the one we just looked at. That's Earth and Air. So that's the female one. That's a new one. So that is Earth and Water. That's a new armor entirely. It doesn't look even remotely similar to anything I've seen. That's kind of nice. That is, I believe, the male. So that is armor number 3. That's Earth and Water. And Earth and Water lately have been very tanky armors. Very good defense, very good attack, very good HP. All the way around, just great armors. So that one is the male Evolution 2, or the Ascended version. There's another new one. Has kind of some similarities to some other armors in the past, but that looks to be, I'm going to guess and say that's going to be the fusion armor, since they've swapped the duals for the, adjacent elements. I'm guessing that's probably going to be the fusion armor. So that's armor number 4, which is Earth and Air also. That's the female, I believe. Looks to be female. It has the more narrow waist and the kind of shorter looking arms. So I'll double check, of course, but that looks to be the female. And I was right, there's the male. Okay, and I have only briefly glanced at this before. I looked at the bosses to start off with, but I've only briefly glanced at it before otherwise. So this is still new to me as well. Okay, now we go to here. Next armor we have is the male of the very first one, but it's the first evolution from the base. There is the, I believe that's the male of this Earth and Water here. Yep, but it's the non-ascended version because it doesn't have that glowy effect to the weapons. So that's the Evolution 1. That is another reskin. That is the, oh, what's it called? It's Fire and Spirit. I can't think of the name now. Hey Lily, I can see you chatting. So that's the armor. It's a Fire and Spirit originally, but it has a Fire and Spirit head of the current heroic armor, actually, as we speak. The Shade Flame Edge head, but has the weapon and all the other stuff of the current, or not current, sorry, the weapon and everything of the Fire and Spirit from a few seasons back. I can't think of the name of it, but it's the Fire and Spirit from, I think it's 2 Spirit seasons ago, if I recall, or 2 Fire seasons ago. I don't remember now. But that's another combo mix and match. So of those, another one of those fun ones. And this one is also Earth and Air. So that's Earth and Air number 3. And by the way, I did check before I started tonight, my time tonight, and I didn't see any new packs of data. So this is what there is as of now. But given the fact that we have 3 Earth Airs, I'm thinking we might get another pack of data in the near future. Just a guess, but I'm not positive, of course, on that. There is the female. Actually, no, that's male. Oh, I may have made a mistake. This one... Hang on, let me see here. That's not obvious on that one. Looking at the arms. That one actually might be the female. So I may have made a mistake. So that one's actually the female, so we'll rename that one. And this one is the male. There we go. Sometimes that happens. It's not always immediately obvious. Excuse me. And that looks to be a Christmas armor. We have the kind of spiraled candy cane look to the weapon. We have some horns coming off here, and it does kind of have like a... It looks very Christmassy to me, so I'm thinking that's probably going to be the... That's the raid armor, the Earth and Spirit. So it looks like it has the same sort of spiral effect to the weapon here that the boss has on the axe. So the boss has that axe that has the same spirals to it. So that is likely going to be raid number 1 armor. And that looks to be the male as well, I believe. Looks to be, yeah. So that is armor number 10. That's armor 6. So that's Earth and Spirit. So that's raid armor number 1. There's another combo mix and match. That is the Ember Storm War Vest, Ember Storm Eternal, whatever terminology you prefer, armor, weapon, shield, with the head of another Fire and Air. So it's both Fire and Air. They're both Fire Air armors. But this one is Earth and Spirit instead. So they haven't had a warm reception, shall we say, to the combo mix and match reskins, so there probably is going to be another pack of data again. Like I said, this looks to be the male of that one, but it's Earth and Spirit number 2. Earth and Spirit number 2. So I'm guessing we're probably going to get another pack of data, because that doesn't look like one they're probably going to end up using. But again, just a guess. I can't guarantee anything. There is, I believe, look at it here again. Looks the same weapon-wise. There's the same kind of glowy bit to it. I just have one that's female and one that's male. And again, with these chest plates and things, it's not always as obvious. That one is the female. So again, I did the exact same thing I did in the last one. It's actually the female version. That's the male version. Ta-da! Okay. Derp. There's that one. And I can't think of the name of that armor. It's going to drive me nuts. But that's, again, it's the terrestrial halberd, which was originally fire and, or originally spirit and earth. And this armor here was just a few months back as well. It was also spirit and earth. They changed it to be earth and fire now. So this is the male of the earth and fire, but now it is, that's the evolution 1 of that guy. And then we have the earth and air from earlier on. That looks to be the female of that one. So earth and air, the very first one, but that's evolution 1. And there's another new one. That is also fire and earth. Earth, fire, whatever. So that's earth and fire as well. You can get the earth effect there, and then you've got the fire bits, you know, the little flaming bits that come off here and there as well. So that's earth and fire number 2. So armor 8, earth, fire. I believe that is, that's male. I'll double check, of course. And there's another new one. That is another earth and fire, but that looks to be the female of this particular one. So that's interesting. It's kind of a cool design. I'm not sure if I like the helmet. It's kind of weird, but whatever. So that's armor number 3 of earth and fire. So again, I think that's female. So there's earth and fire. So we now have 9 armors so far, and we're only 16 images in. So there's another one. That one is also earth and fire. That's actually the Bushido Cuirass. And it is exactly the same other than the color scheme, which is only slightly off of the original. But it's also fire and earth. So that's 4 earth and fires. So going to make a guess here, we're going to have a Christmas event. I just don't know how it's going to work out. Based on the number of armors we have so far, we have 10 armors, which would make sense because the... That's male. Male, yeah. Because the final event of September, of this month of November that starts on the 30th was a war, or is a war, and they're moving it into the following month. They're not counting it as part of this month. So just so everyone's aware, there is in fact 2 raids and 2 wars. So not 3 like everyone thought there was. So November 30th is actually part of December. So that's the reason why it would make sense that there's 9 armors in November and 10 armors so far in December. But again, I'm only partway through the data, so anything could happen. Okay, so there's the earth and fire, which I think was this one. No. Which one was it now? I'm going to have a hard time keeping track. There is the male version of that one. That's male. There we go. There's another new one. That's also earth and spirit. So that's 11 armors so far. So that means we have 3 earth spirits. Okay. Which is, for most people, usually a good thing, because it's the adjacent elements. Everyone always wants those, but it's kind of odd to have that many. That is the female of the first earth and fire, which was this one. Yes. That's the ascended version of that one, but that's the female variation instead of the male. There is the Shade Flame Edge, with the Shade Flame Edge head, but with the armor of the other fire and spirit. I can't think of the name now. Nightfall Vizier. There we go. Nightfall Vizier. That's the Nightfall Vizier armor and the Shade Flame Edge head. There we go. Just took me a minute to refresh my memory. My brain's not as sharp as it used to be. So that is earth and air, which I think means it was this one? No, that was the first armor. It was this one here. No. Good lord. Where was it? Was it this one? Oh, it was. Okay, sorry. That's the one version down from Ascension. There we go. And that is the earth and fire number 2, I think. No. Man, this is going to mess me up. Okay, that's it right there. So there's so many of each type of each armor. So there's 3 Earth Airs, 3 Earth Spirits, and 3 Earth Fires. So I haven't even come across a dual Earth yet. Or no, wait, hang on. This isn't dual Earth. No, this is Earth and Fire. Sorry. Okay, kind of threw me for a second. So this one is that armor there. It's just the unascended version. So that's Earth Fire number 8, but it's the armor number 8 rather. There is the, I believe, female of the first Earth and Water. Yes, it is. Good, good. That was that one there. And by the way, I had a couple people ask me in the last stream about donations. If you look in the Twitch page, like if you don't have the page, the picture maximized, if you scroll down just a little bit below the stream itself, there's a donate button down there, if anyone's interested. Somebody asked me in the last stream where they could do that. I wanted just to make sure people are aware. It'll be on my regular channel otherwise if you want to donate, if you're not watching this live, if you're watching this later on. So that is the female unascended of this one. Yes, okay, sorry, I'm just making sure I'm not losing track of where I am. Yeah, I actually made a mistake there. That's actually evolution. Oh wait, hang on. Hang on. I think I may have messed up. Just looking here to make sure I didn't mess something up here. This looks identical. So we may have a duplicate here. This might be a duplicate. Oh, duh, I'm looking at that armor. Dumbass. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay. What the hell am I doing? I already renamed it. Okay, sorry, brain cramp. So that one is the Bushido Quiris, again reskinned. That is the Earth Fire number 9, I believe. No. I'm going to have a tough time on this one. I'm going to be at this for a long time. Okay, so that one is actually this one, but it's the female. There we go. Hopefully by the end of this I'll remember which one's which. So that one is Earth and Fire. That's the one we just looked at, but that's the female. I was right on this one. No. This one. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Earth and Fire, that's the female. That's the Terrestrial Halberd, and it's going to bug me. I can't think of the name of that armor. But it's, like I said, it's Spirit Earth, anyway, originally. And the Spirit Earth, of course, are the Terrestrial Halberd as well. Okay, so that is the male, or maybe that's female. That might be female. Actually, I think it is female. Of this one here. Yes, it is. Okay, so that's this one here, but it's the female version. And there is the base of, I believe, the male of that, or that Earth and Water up here at the top, I believe. I'm going to the wrong one here. That one right there. Yeah, that one should be it right there. So that one is the, yeah, that's the male base of that particular guy there. So it looks like we're actually done through the armor zone. It looks like we have 11 total. There's the female of the Nightfall Vizier Shade Flame Edge combo, which is, I think, that one? No. Damn it. This is going to suck. Doing this over and over again. Because I can't remember which one's which now. Son of a bitch. Okay. Armor number 8, maybe? No. Crap. This is going to suck. Because I can't remember which one's which anymore now. Earth and Fire number 2. Earth and Fire number 8. No. Earth and Fire number 9. No. Earth and Fire number 10. No. What the hell? Oh, Earth and Air. I'm a dumbass. I'm sorry. That's not even the right one. Let's try that again. This is Earth and Air up here. No, this one right there maybe? Hey, what do you know? I finally found it. God. Dumbass. Okay. But this one is now the female. Okay. If you pay attention to the elements, it usually helps. Don't mind me while I derp. So that's the Earth and Air female version. There is the Fire Air Armor, Fire Air head, mix and match combined together. And I'm probably going to get another pack of data, I can guarantee it, because this armor is just chopped off. There's nothing on the arm there. That's kind of an oops from the art department on that one there. So that's going to be Earth and Spirit, I believe it was. Nope. Armor number 7? Yes, it was. Okay, armor number 7, but that's the female version of that one instead. Or no, maybe it's not. That one's another one of those ones that's hard to tell. Move over here. Oh no, the glowy bits aren't quite as glowy on the weapon, so that actually is the male. It's just the unascended version. It's always hard to tell on some of those guys. So this is Earth and Spirit, I believe, numbered... Yeah, it's the very last one. So that's the Earth and Spirit. So that one's going to be the Evolution 1 of that one. Nightfall, Vizier, and Shade Flame Edge, but that's the female, which is Earth and Air. This time I remembered. Which was number 5, if I recall? Yes, it was. I'm getting better. I'm not quite as derpy as I was. And there is the other Earth and Air, but this is the female unascended, so that means it's this one. Nope, that's the reskin. Number 4. There we go. That one's... honestly, I kind of like the look of that one all the way around. It's pretty cool. So that's Earth and Air. That is the female. So that is number 4, female, but unascended. So Evolution 1. That is the Earth and Water. That is the, I believe, female base of that Earth and Water up here at the top. So that one, I believe, is done. And we only have, that I can see so far, 1 Earth Water. And unless I missed something, I haven't seen a dual Earth. Just really quickly before I move on, I'm going to go back through these and double check them. So that one is definitely Earth Air. Earth Air. That one is Earth and Fire. There's the fire little bits coming off the shoulders and whatnot, little fire kind of stuff. Definitely Earth and Fire. Okay. That one is definitely Earth and Water. As you can see, we have the Earth bits and we have the water swirl at the feet. Pretty common for water and Earth. There's that one. And then we have the water and air, Earth and Air, excuse me. Air, Earth, very clearly. There, Earth and Air. This one is also very clearly Earth and Air. Has the same Earth bits, you know, the particles that come off the shoulders. That one's, again, the same thing. Then we have this one, which is definitely Earth and Spirit, the Spirit swirl. And the Spirit kind of guy here with the Earth icon. And then we have this one, which is very clearly Spirit and very clearly Earth. So that one's also Spirit and Earth. Okay. This one is Earth, and again we have the same sort of fiery bits that come off the arm there, and there's a little one right there, and there, yeah, so it's definitely still Earth and Fire. That one is the same armor. This one is also Earth and Fire. So that's obviously still Earth and Fire. Hey, Joker. Yeah, they are making it tough on me tonight. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. This one, it's just there's so many of each one. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Earth Fires. So, I mean, there's a lot of them of that particular variety, so I'm just confused. This one is also Earth and Fire as well, so nothing out of the ordinary there. I'm on a live stream right now. Huh? Yes. Don't mind her, she's just grabbing something off the printer in the background. Sorry, grabbing the candy in the background. I'm just confused as to why there's so many Earth Fires. And, I mean, there's 4 of them, 3 Earth Spirits. I'm just confused as to why there's so many. This is Earth and Spirit, clearly. This is Earth and Spirit. And again, Earth and Spirit. So, that's armor number 12. I hadn't even gotten to this one yet. That's Earth and Water as well. That's also another new one. Okay, so that's armor 12, Earth and Water. That one I think is the male. That one is... Actually, it's not the Ascended version. I got that wrong. So this one's actually Ascension number 1. I thought she was grabbing something off the printer. She was grabbing some candy out of the leftover Halloween candy. My mother-in-law. Anyway. So there's the male. Oh, that's the... Oh, hang on. Did I rename the wrong one? Oh, I think I probably did. Let's start that over. Go back to the start here. Yeah, I did. I renamed the wrong one. That's the female of the one up above. So this one is actually Evolution 1. We're going to rename this one back to Armor 30, or Image 35. So I'm not screwing myself more than I need to. Okay, yeah, so that's... Yeah, so this one is Evolution 1. We'll rename that one. And then this one is evolution 2. There we go. Okay, so that one is the fire, or the originally fire and air, but it's spirit and earth this time. So that's the female version of that one. And it looks weird to me. I don't know. I don't like it. It looks funky. It doesn't look good as not being fire and air. It just looks funky to me. That is the female, and I'm pretty sure that's the unascended version. That's the one right prior to ascension. So that's earth and spirit. This one, no. Damn it. He's gonna mess me up. That one's it right there. So if you notice right here on the weapon, this is the evolved version, the ascended version. If you go right here, you can see it's not quite as glowy right there in that part. And if you look right here, there's this kind of glowing bit on the chest, and it's not glowing there. So that's the clear indication of ascended versus unascended. So the one that I'm looking at here, it looks to be ascended. So actually that one is the ascended version. So that one is this one here, but the female version of it. Cancel. Copy. Computer, stop freaking out on me. There we go. Okay, moving on. So that one is a brand new armor. Yeah, I didn't even see that one. So this is armor number 12. So we have 12 armors. There may be more. Who knows? I haven't even gotten halfway through the files yet. So that's the earth and water, the very last one, but this is, I believe, the female version. Close that. So that's, oh, I actually got one ahead of myself. That's it right there. So that's the female. I'll just rename that one really quick while I'm thinking about it. That one is the earth and fire, which I believe was that one? Yes. Damn. Finally figuring this shit out now. There's evolution 1. So that's earth and fire number 3 or 4? I don't know. Cami, I think. UMB Cami. Welcome. There's a little bit of a delay on my side, so it shows up and I'm not quite sure who it is for a couple of seconds there. Alright. So that's earth and fire. I think it was number 3 of 4. There's that one I just renamed. There is the same one, but that's the male version. So number 39. That's the male version of the one we just looked at. That is the earth and air, which was this one here, I think. No, it's this one. Yeah, it's that one. Okay, so that's the male version of that one. So that's this one here, but it's the evolution 1 instead. And there is the female, I believe, of the last earth and spirit. That guy right there. Yep. Okay. That's the female version of that one. Sorry, just shifting around in my chair. I work on computers all day, so I sit on my ass all day, so sometimes moving around is good. Okay. And that is the male, I believe, of the first earth and spirit, and that is the raid armor, which I think was this one. Yes, it was. Good, I'm finally starting to get this order figured out now. There's just so many armors, it's kind of throwing me off. And you'll notice there's no horns on this one, like the ascended version is, and the weapon isn't quite as big. Still earth and air, or earth and spirit, obviously, but anyway. There's the female, I think, of that one. Let me go back into here again. That was this one? Yes. Okay, move this over here. I think that's the horns. Horns, yes, looks very similar, except it doesn't quite look the same. It's still kind of glowy on the armor, or on the weapon rather, in the shield, but the little cross pieces on the shield are not there. So this is not the ascended version. That one I just renamed was in fact not evolution 2. Whoops, wrong one. Yeah, that's actually, let me look at the arm here. Short, that's pretty long, so this is male. But what I did is I renamed one of them, which is this one, I think. Yeah, I renamed that one. But this one is actually not. This is base. This is not Ascension 1 or Evolution 1. This is actually base. So I'm going to rename that one. Copy. It's actually the base version of that one. And this one is actually the male Evolution 1. So it's not always obvious until you've been through the data. Okay. Water and earth and water. That is, I believe, the female, which is this one here. Evolution 1. And I'm going to go back through these once I get through them all, because I'm not really 100% positive I've got all these in the right order. Kind of jacked myself up a few times, and I'm not positive I have it all done right. Okay, so that's Earth and Fire. I think number 1, if memory serves me well. Yes, it does. Good. So that is the male base of that guy. And for those of you who are just joining, we are at 12 armors for this month so far. That, I think, is the female, looks to be, but that's Evolution 1 of that Earth and Spirit, which I think was that one, Groovy. Okay. So that one is Evolution 1 of that guy, that's the female. There is the female of the last Earth and Spirit, which was this one. Yes, it was. That's the female, Evolution 1. That is Earth and Fire number 2, I think. Yep, I was right. And as I said earlier, if you weren't already on listening and watching, I think we're going to have another pack of data. The reason why I say that is because the mix and match armors, there's one in here that's the one I actually just showed there a second ago, which is that one right there. This is Earth and Spirit, both in the original armor and the original head. They haven't gone over well, so I'm thinking they might overwrite that one, change it to something else. So not really 100% positive on that yet, but like I said, we are at 12 armors now. So I'm not really 100% positive what the plan is. It's kind of weird. But I'm going to say there's a Christmas event. It looks like there probably is going to be one. And what elements they're going to use, I don't know. Probably Earth Fire, but considering there's so many of that particular armor combination, element combination, it looks like that would be it, or it would make sense to me. But I don't know for sure. That is, I think, the female base of that one we were just looking at. Which was this one? No. No, no, no. No, no, no. Man, I'm on a roll tonight. That one? God, finally. That one's base. So it's the same armor, but without the obvious clear indicator is the helmet. It doesn't have the horns coming up the sides. The shield doesn't have the little cross, like wrapping looking thing on it for the in between the Evolution 1. So that's the obvious indicator on that one. Okay, that one is the unascended of the Earth and Spirit, which was not that one. I just had that one up. This one. Haha. Okay. And like I said, I don't like the look of this one. This does not look particularly Earth and Spirit to me. It looks more like, almost more like Spirit and Fire, just in the color scheme change that they made on it. I mean, the shield still has a definite fire look to it. I mean, like the shoulder, like the kind of this hip covering piece here with the belt on it, looks very Fire still to me. I mean, it does not look particularly Spirit. It looks very Fire. That looks very Fire. The color otherwise are definitely more Spirit. But the greens in it just aren't, they don't pop enough to my eyes, I guess. I don't know. It does have some greens to it, yes, but it doesn't seem like there's enough green. You know, so anyway. So anyway, moving back on here. Sorry, I'm looking at a picture here. Line picture pop up in front of the stream there, sorry. That one, I am pretty sure, whoever's happened to post that, Earth, I'm pretty sure that one's not Earth, but let me jump back to it and look, which was that one, I think? Let me look here, sorry, somebody sent a picture online, I'm just making sure that that's, one quick second, sorry, line picture again. That is the same armor, yes, that they sent a picture of. That one is, if I zoom in here, well, actually, no, now that you mention it, you might be right. I think, who was that? Oh, Misto. Misto might be right. That might actually be Earth and Earth. But these bits here, it's not always as easy to tell. That might actually be Earth and Earth. You might be 100% right. This guy right here is almost always an indicator of fire. But if I go to this one for comparison, that's definitely a different kind of look. So actually, no, I think you're right. I think you are right. So thanks, Misto, for pointing that out. I think you are correct. I'm just messaging them really quick. Okay, I'm going to fix that one really quick right now while I'm thinking about it, so before I move on. So armor number 8 is going to be Earth and Earth, so that's going to be our exclusive if everything stands as the way it currently has been. Okay, there we go. So now we have 3 Earth and Fire, 3 Earth and Spirit, 2 Earth and Air, or is it 3 Earth and Air now? I can't remember now. Or 3 Earth and Air, and 2 Earth and Water. So, other than the dual, which of course we would expect, there's only one. But we do have Earth and Earth now. So, anyway, moving on. Back to here. Back to my list. Okay, number 51. That is the Earth and Fire. Thanks for letting me know that they're following me after I've already been notified. Thank you, email, for being so slow. Yeah, so that's Earth and Fire. That's one of the very first ones. And again, that one definitely is Fire. So I'm not going to second guess myself on that one. I think that one was this one. Yes, it was. So that one is the female base, I believe, of that little guy there. Okay, moving on. There is the base of the very first armor. That's the male version. There is the one we were just looking at, which now that I look at it, you are 100% right. It is definitely Earth and Earth. So that one is armor number 8. So I just looked at the number and I remember now. That's the male base of that one. So that's going to be our exclusive, dual Earth. There is the Earth and Air, which I think was this one. Nope, I was wrong. It's the one right above it. That one, okay. So that's the male, I believe, base of that one. Okay. There's the female of the very first one. Very first armor. That guy right there. That's the base. Whoops. Okay. Earth and Spirit. That's its last one, I think it was. This one? Yes. Good. I'm getting better at this now that I'm not losing track of where I was. Okay. I'm going to get this other window out of the way here. There we go. Sorry, another window is in my way. Okay, sorry. Just having windows popping up in front of me is distracting me for just a second here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so moving on. No, there actually will be. I just made a mistake. It definitely isn't Earth and Earth, but it's going to be the exclusive, of course. The one I just renamed. It was originally Earth and Fire. Now it's Earth and Earth. So I just made a mistake on that one, and somebody pointed it out to me online. That it was probably going to be Earth and Earth, not Earth and Fire. Sorry, that was probably loud. I was opening my beer. Okay, so it's Earth and Spirit. So this one is the Bushido. That's the Bushido. Not very different, honestly. This one's just Earth, kind of more fiery colored instead of Earth colored, which is the only real difference between it and the original armor. That one was I think that was number 10. Yes, it was. Okay. Whoops, I did not want to close both of them. So that's number 10. I believe that is the male. So that one's going to be number 10, Evolution 1. That's the Earth and Air. That is, I believe, the female of that one, which was, I think, that one. Yep, it was. Cool. Close. So that is the, I believe, female of that one. Looks like it to me. There is the base of the male of the Earth and Fire. I think it was this one. Yep, good. Getting better at this now that I'm almost done. Now that I'm almost done sorting through everything, I'm finally getting it figured out now. Derp. Okay, stop it. There we go. Okay, there's the Earth and Air we were just looking at, which was this one here, but that's the male base instead of the female base. There's the Earth and Air up above it, which was this one, I believe. Yes, it was. And this is the female base of that one. And that one is the male base of the first Earth and Spirit, I believe, which I think, or not the first one, the second one. This one here? Yes. Okay, good. So there are, in the files this month, there is one outright reskin, or two outright reskins, sorry. And then there's two others besides. They're the mix and match. They have the armor, shield, weapon of one armor, and the head of another. So there are technically four. I'll go back through them to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that my numbers are right. 4 total armors that are reskins or partial combo mix and match reskins. So, just so everyone kind of has a reference point. That's another one right there. That's what I was just talking about. This is the Bushido, but this is the Bushido. Whoops, wrong one. It's this one right here. Yes. This is the Bushido Quiris. It was Earth and Fire originally, or Fire and Earth rather. Now it's Earth and Fire. Whatever. It's the same element combination as the original, so it's still Earth and Fire. That's Evolution 1 of that one. There's the Earth and Spirit Female, which was this one here, I believe. Yes. Good. Okay. Okay, so that one. Oh, for crap's sake. Fingers, cooperate with me for 5 minutes. Okay, there's the female base of the Earth and Spirit we were just looking at, which I think was number 7. Yes, it was. Good, 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 good. Now that I'm almost done, I've finally figured it all out. There is the base, I believe, of the very last Earth and Water. That is the male of that one. There's the base of the female of the dual Earth, which was number 8. And there is the male base of the Bushido, which was... No, not number 9. I keep doing that. Number 10. Okay, so Bushido is number 10. That's the male base. And the one right before it, female base. This one right here. Yes, good, good. Bushido female base, which is number... Oops. One right above it. I misclicked. Ah, crap. Knock it up. Number 10. That one right there. Yes, okay. And the base of the female of this last one. And the wings, the cape. Well, I say wings because they are wings, but that looks weird given the fact that it's Earth Month and they look very distinctly air. Maybe there's more than one. I don't know. We'll see. No, there's still just the one. Okay, well, let me get that out of the way really quick first. So we have 72, 75, and 76. Okay, let's just get that out of the way really quick right now. So we have cape. Get that out of there now. Now we're going to start going through the armors, the heads, the avatars of the armors, the pets, and then the rings and amulet sets and anything else beyond that. So, that's our very first one. That's armor number 1. That's the head. Avatar, or whatever you prefer. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat. I've had it all day. I think my allergies are going nuts. That is the dual Earth. I believe, if memory serves me correctly. Nope, I was wrong. It's definitely not the dual Earth. That's one of the Earth Fires, I think. Is it this one? No, definitely not that one. It wasn't this one either. That's the Bushido. No, not that one either. Is it Earth and Air? No, I just looked at that one. What am I doing? This one? Oh, there we go. It's Earth and Air. Okay. So it's the Earth and Air. That one there is going to be one of our seasonals, I'm pretty sure. And I can't type today to save my life. There we go. Alt tab on me, you son of a bitch. Okay, this one is that one. So that's the Shade Flame and the Nightfall Vizier combo mix and match. There's Earth and Fire number 9. Yep. That's the Earth and Earth. That's the dual earth right there. Yep, dual earth. Cool. All right. That head, truthfully, doesn't look distinctly earth to me. It looks more like earth air, but whatever. There's the earth and spirit at the very bottom, which was this one, if memory serves. Yes, it was. Kind of like the look of that one, to be honest. There's the earth and spirit. Or was it earth and fire? I don't remember on that one. Or was that? No, that was earth and water. Sorry, earth and water, I think. Somewhere up here. So this one? Yes, it was. Earth and water. Does definitely has a definite earth and air look to it. Earth and water, excuse me, look to it. So that one is armor number 3's head. There's earth and water number 2's head, which is this one down here at the very, very bottom. Which makes it easy because it's right next to it. There's the Bushido, which was armor number 10. Yes, it was. Bushido reskin. There is the Christmas armor, which is earth and spirit up here toward the top, if I recall. Yes, it was. Number 6. That's the head for that one. There is the earth and fire, or fire and air combination, turned into an earth and spirit, which I think was this one. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sirree, Bob. And it's going to drive me nuts what that one was called. Originally Earth and Spirit, body of the terrestrial halberd, which is also originally Earth and Spirit, but now it's Earth and Fire. I think it was down here, up toward the top more. Was it this one? Yes. So it's the body armor with the weapon, weapon, shield, and armor of the terrestrial halberd with the head of an Earth and Spirit, from a more recent Earth and Spirit. And I can't think of the name, as usual, even though I can rattle them off to people under normal circumstances. Okay, so now we're getting into the rings and amulets. I think we're mostly done with the heads. Yes, we are. Okay, so the first one is the Shade Flame Edge amulet. So that means it's the Shade Flame Edge Nightfall Vizier combo, which was Earth and Fire, I think. No, it's Earth and Air, sorry. Earth and Air. So that's the Earth and Air amulet. And they do this actually frequently with these guys. They will use the amulet from one armor and the ring from the other. So I would expect to see the Nightfall Vizier's ring, which I think I just saw right there. So 89 is the ring, which is the Nightfall Vizier ring. Okay, let me go back here. So we got that one. That one's going to go with that very last Earth and Water because it looks just like the shield. Amulet. Not abnormal for them to do that at all. It's actually fairly common for them to do exactly that. That is the Terrestrial Halberd's amulet. So that is... makes it a little easier to sort through it. I can just look at the heads because I can know which one's which. Nightfall Viziers. That one, I think. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, okay. Sorry, just making sure. So that one is armor number 2. That is the amulet for that one. That is the amulet for the very first armor, the Earth and Air, which is a reskin of, I think, an Earth and Air originally, if memory serves. Could have been Fire and Air, but I think it was Earth and Air. And there's the amulet for the mix and match of the 2 Fire Airs that were changed into Earth and Spirit, which I think was that one right there. That looks just like the amulet from the original head, the head of the armor. So that's the amulet for that one. So I would expect to see a ring similar to the original armor, the armor's original ring. That is the Earth and Air. I believe it was that one. Nope. Oh, I want to open that up. I want to open that up. Yes, it looks just like the shield. Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure. So that's the amulet for that one. And that is the shield, rather. Looks just like the Earth and Fire down here, which I believe was that one? No, sorry, that one right there. That's the one right there. It goes with. Okay. Okay. That's the amulet for that guy. That one's a new one. That one looks like the Earth and Water, the very first Earth and Water. Looks like the weapon, somewhat. Yep, that's it right there. Okay, that's the ring for that one. Some of these are obvious. I've mentioned this in previous streams. Some of these are dead obvious. It's clear what they are right off the start. That one is the Earth and... oh, where is it? Not that one, is it? No. Definitely not that one. I think it was... nope, not that one either. It's one of the Earth Fires, I believe. I'm just double checking. It doesn't look like that one either. Sorry, I'm just double checking these ones. Some of these are dead obvious and some of them are not quite as clear. It does not look like that one to me, I don't think. It doesn't look like the original armor, the original head's armor's amulet, or the armor's amulet. Sorry, that was probably confusing. Might be this one actually, now that I look at it. Yep, looks just like the shoulder. Yep, just like the shoulder. Okay, so that's this one here. I think that actually does look like the original ring too, if memory serves. I'm not familiar enough with that one because I didn't get it. So I didn't remember off the top of my head. That is Earth and Air, I believe. I think it was this one. I think. Let me see here. It does look very similar in the look and feel. Has the same sort of glow to it, the same little white kind of guys going into it. Has kind of this piece right here that kind of looks similar to the head. I think, pretty sure, that goes with this one. So it's armor number 4. Pretty sure. I will check, of course, if I make a mistake. There is that's one of the Earth and Fires, if memory serves. What was it? Maybe it was the Earth and Earth. No, it was the Earth and Earth. Never mind. That's the Earth and Earth amulet. Okay, that's the dual Earth amulet. Never mind. It looks very distinctly fire to me. That's what's throwing me off. That's why I thought it was originally Earth and Fire in the first place. And there is a reused ring. That is the head of that one I was just talking about a little bit ago. It's just the head is different from the rest of the armor. It is... derp. That one right... no. That one there. That's the armor, or the head, went with that ring originally. It's armor number 2, okay. Earth and Fire, yeah. And I can't think of the name of the stupid thing in the first place, so it isn't really going to matter. I can't think of the name of it anyway. Okay, that view to the right. That is has the same sort of horns to it that the Earth and Spirit raid armor has to it, which I think is this one right there. Yes, okay. Has the same horns. That's an easy one. And there is that one is the dual I was just looking at, I believe. Yeah, it looks very similar, I believe. Yeah, it has the same sort of thing here, and it has the same little spiky bits coming off the back and the same shoulder plate right there. Very similar look, just a different color scheme. Okay, just making sure, as usual. That is our duals ring, and we're almost done actually, so that's kind of nice. There is the the Christmas Armor's shield. So that is the Earth and Spirit right here, I believe. Nope, wrong one. Went down instead of up. Yep, that one right there looks just like the shield. Okay. Okay, there we go. And that is the amulet for that puppy. That is the ring for the Emberstorm. So that is exactly the same ring as the Emberstorm, which was the two that were combined into one as an Earth Spirit, when neither one of them was originally. That one right there. They're both Fire Air originally. I can't think of the name of the other armor, but it was Fire and Air season 8, 9, something like that. I can't remember, but it's been a while ago. That is the ring. And that is the Bushido recolored. which was number 10. Yes. That's the original, just the color scheme's changed. It's exactly the same as the original. Amulet. And that is the last one. I think it was this one. Nope. Sorry. Earth and Water. Sorry, my mistake. Earth and Spirit, excuse me. That's the Earth and Spirit shield. Again, just a slightly different color scheme on that one. And then the next one I'm going to guess is going to be... Oh, that's actually, I may have made a mistake. I think the dual Earth... Actually, no, the dual Earth's fine. It's the Earth and Air, I think, that I'm off on. Maybe I didn't do it. Ring for the Earth and Air. No, I didn't do it. It's this one right here, I think. No, I did do an Earth and Air for that one. That's the wrong Earth and Air. I wanted this one. Yeah, I think I did make a mistake on that one. Yep, I did. So this one has the same goldish spikes to it, the same kind of pattern here. I think I did make a mistake. Because the shoulders definitely do not match. Well, maybe they do. Maybe I did make them. Maybe I did get that one right. I don't know. This is a hard one. I may have to look it over again. Let me look and see what else I'm missing ring-wise. So this one has the amulet and the ring. This one has the amulet and the ring. This one does not. I'm pretty sure it's not that one. It's totally the wrong color scheme. Totally the wrong color scheme. Doesn't look anything like it. Okay. Alright. Moving on to this one. Honestly, I think it goes with this one. It looks like it would. But I'm going to double check again, just to be sure. This one has a ring as well. Let me just double check. Yes, that one has the ring that matches it, so that's fine. That's the Nightfall Vizier's ring. That one already has it, so it's fine. This one, no, that one already has its ring, it's also fine. The dual Earth, no, that one I already verified that one because it looks just like the shoulder. This one, maybe, I suppose, could be. I don't think so. I really don't think so. No, it's that's it right there. That's the other one. I did have it wrong. So this one is actually. Let me see here. Which one was it now? This one. Go back up here. That one right there. That's the one I actually named wrong. This one is actually. This one actually goes for armor number 4. But the one I have highlighted there is actually the one that goes with that one, because it's the same as the chest. Okay, so that one's actually armor number 9, Earth Fire. Okay. Armor 9, Earth Fire, and then I can rename this one now, 106, to be the proper one, which is there. Okay, that looks a bit better. So if I go to here, and I move over to the left, and I zoom in, let me zoom in here so you can see kind of this glowy bit there, and I go back over, I zoom in, has a very similar kind of color scheme in the glowy bits and everything else otherwise. So, that one's I think the correct one now. But if I go to armor number 9, which was this one, and I move over, right there on the chest, it's the exact same emblem. Right there. Okay, cool, got it. Alright, I messed up, but I fixed it. Okay, last but not least, this is the Earth and Water, which was up here. This is the amulet for that puppy, if memory serves. Yes, it is. Looks just like the shield. That is the amulet for that one. And next up, we have a crafting material, which looks like a snow globe. So we're going to call this one SF29 Material 1, I think. There's a ring, a couple of rings. And, oh, so actually there is. So 112 is SF Material 2. Oops. And again, this isn't a guarantee of what what's going to be what. This is just I number them so I know which one's which. Okay, so we have 2 more rings I have not assigned. 3 more rings I have not assigned. Holy crap! Okay, so this one here at the bottom, that's Bushido, so that's 10. I can already tell on that one. It looks just like the original. So that's number 111. That's the ring. Done. Got that one. Okay, cool. That one is. Oh, wait, hang on. I definitely made a mistake. I definitely made a mistake. Hang on. That's the right one for that one. That is not the right one for that one. Okay, we're going to copy that. We're going to rename this one as Image 109. Get it out of the way. No. I thought it was Image 1110. No. Oh well, that works, whatever. So that's actually going to be this one here is going to be the earth air ring. So if I go back to here, now if I go into it and look at the ring, and go to the very next thing out, it looks just like the head. Yep. Okay. Got it. Okay. I don't know how I got that so backwards. Okay. So now we have two more rings left. This one, which has a very distinctive sun look to it. Has kind of that globe look to it on the end of the weapon, or on the end of the handle. Sorry, the hilt, right there. But not enough like it to look like that. So let's go back here. Oops. This one has spikes on it. This one also has spikes on it. I don't know how I didn't see that. Looks just like the shoulder. Okay, so armor number 12 is this one right here. That's the ring. Got it. Okay, now let's go through these one more time here. I think it's the Earth and Spirit that has that sun on it. That would make sense because it looks just like the front of that frickin' head. Dumbass. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes with this one. I'm going to double check them all again just to be sure, but it does look an awful lot like that one. Like if I zoom in on the shield and I look at that, it doesn't look exactly the same, but it looks similar. I may go back to him again just to be on the safe side. Okay, I'm going to assume it goes with that one, but again, I will be sure. I'm almost done with that part. Okay, so that's the original amulet that goes with this armor, the head, and the original ring that goes with that armor as well. Yeah, because it had that matching little swirly bit right there. If I go back to here and I look at the head, or sorry, not the head, the shoulder. Where'd it go? Where'd you go? There it is right there. That same swirly bit right there. I go back to here, same swirly bit. So it's nearly identical. And then of course that's the amulet that goes with this armor, the armor, but not the head, because that's the ring that goes with that armor, the head part, anyway, with this guy right here. Okay, we're moving on. So that one's done. This one looks just like the shield, so that one's fine. I know that one's good. And has these jewels in it, so if I go back to here and look into here, same jewels, same look. Water and earth. Good. Okay. That one looks just like the shield. And that looks just like the front of the head. Just like that right there. Different colors, of course. There's a little bit of glowy bit on it and stuff, but it looks pretty much the same, the head part. Okay, so that's the Shade Flame Edge amulet. This is the Shade Flame Edge head. Nightfall Vizier armor, Nightfall Vizier ring. Good. Okay, looks just like the shield, right there. Good to go on that one. And then, of course, the head looks just like the ring, so that one's good as well. This one is the, I've still been trying to think of the name of it. I can't think of the name. Knight of 1,000 Derps. Yeah, no shit. But that's the original amulet that goes with the head of that armor right there. And that's the original ring that goes with the Ember Storm Eternal. Just color scheme change. That's the ring, or the amulet, excuse me, looks just like the shield. If I go over here to the armor, zoom in on the shoulder, and look at that ring, looks just like it, obviously, other than the color scheme. Then we have the shield there, looks just like the shield there. We have the ring, which looks just like the chest right there. Okay, we're good so far. We are most of the way done. And this is the Bushido's amulet, the Bushido armor, and Bushido ring. Good to go. Shield. And looks just like the shield. And then we have the amulet. I skipped one, obviously, because this is this next armor. It's really the only one that makes sense. So there's that one, and then the ring is the spikes, which looks just like the shoulder spikes right there. And last but not least, this guy, the only armor it can really go with is the very last Earth and Water. Or excuse me, the very last Earth and Spirit. My mistake. Just getting ahead of myself. So that one is going to go there. Ta-da! There we go. It's the only one it really can go with. So, anyway, we can now go on to assembling the armors, and then move on to the sheet. And because I've been derping so hard, we're at an hour already, a bit over an hour already, and I'm just now getting started on the armor assembly. Okay, so mail, 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 mail. We're going to give this a second to open up in my editor. and because I haven't opened it in a while, it's going to take a while to open. There we go. Okay, so for those of you who may not have watched one of these before, they're not super exciting until, in my opinion, you get to the armor assembly stage and then the sheet assembly stage. That's kind of where I really like that process, is when I get to that stage, getting the actual assemblies done. So that's armor number 4, armor number 3, armor number 1, and armor number 2. I like to do them in the order they came out. Okay. Okay, so now we go into here for the armor, the chest and rear arm. Put you down right about here. And that like about like here. Oops, I went too high on that. I'm grabbing the effects above it. Well, I don't want those effects. Those are the air effects that are practically not even there. I'll get you out of the way for the time being as well. I don't need you at the moment. Okay. So there is that armor without anything added to it. And the shield. Which covers up most of that arm. And the weapon, in my opinion, is puny by comparison. It's just so small by comparison to the rest of that. I mean, it's cool looking, and don't get me wrong, but it's so small by comparison to the rest of the armor. Everything is so gaudy and huge otherwise. Let me just blend this wrist in a bit. It just looks so kind of piddly compared to the rest of the armor, to me, anyway. And the rest of the weapon here, the hilt, the handle, whatever term you prefer. Can go back behind it now, like so. Ta-da! There's number 1. Zoom out a bit more. There we go. Right about like so. What are we at here width-wise? 260. About 265, both sides. Works for me. Actually, I could even do 260. I don't even need to do 265. There we go. That's better. So now I need to create myself a new folder in here. This is going to be 2018 12. Yeah, believe it or not, we are almost done with 2018 already. Armor 1, which was Earth and Air, if memory serves. Yep. Okay, next up is Earth and Fire. And this armor was, again, in both the armor and the head, in both cases it was still Earth and Spirit both times. So they're making it an Earth and Fire now instead of an Earth and Spirit. Which are generally not bad. Bad combinations per se. They tend to get the boost of the fire on the attack side, and still have a pretty decent defense and HP because of the Earth side. So they're generally still pretty good all the way around. That actually doesn't look bad on that. And I was expecting it to look worse. Doesn't look bad at all. I do like it on the original armor though in the first place. A little bit more. But that's okay. It doesn't look bad. There's that. And the arm with this massive shoulder plate on the top of it. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I just closed it on accident. Let's try that again. Yeah, that actually doesn't look bad at all. Let me go back into here and open back up number 2. Oops, not that one. This one. There we go. Get back over here. Now I need to zoom in on the shield. And that's that armor without anything added to it. Actually, like I said, like, doesn't look too bad. This does have a massive shield, though. Just like most Earth armors actually do, they tend to have humongous shields. Which would indicate they have good defense, which is usually true. So I guess it would follow logic that they would have big shields. Dirt. Okay, clean up that wrist as well a little bit. There we go. And the rest of the handle, which is right there. That can go right about here, like so. Okay, zoom out a bit more here. That weapon is humongous. Makes the armor really, really wide. And not very tall, comparatively. So there's that one. Okay, so that is going to be Armor 2, Earthfire. Okay, now we go into the very first Earth Water. Okay. Like about like that. And grab the legs. I don't know why, but this weapon here is reminding me somewhat of the epic water and earth armor called the aquatic battle gear. That just for some reason this armor is reminding me of that one. The color scheme, of course, is similar because they're both water and earth. But this one, just that weapon, just in particular, reminds me a lot of that weapon from the original aquatic battle gear from forever and ever ago. Okay, and there is the arm for that one. There's that armor without anything added to it, like so. And then we add in the shield, which kind of has these wings on it, which is kind of cool. And I think, hang on a second, I think I may have just spotted a mistake I made. Let me see here. Maybe not. Because it does have this kind of sun flare in the middle of the thing. But yeah, never mind. Okay, just thinking maybe I got the wrong ring on that other Earth and Spirit, the one I couldn't figure out there toward the end. I was thinking maybe I got the wrong ring, but then I looked at it and no, I definitely got the right ring. So never mind. Never mind. Don't mind me while I dirt. Okay. This one has to have a lot of blending of that wrist done because it has that kind of plate that goes over the edge of that thumb. So I have to kind of blend that in. About like so. There we go, much better. And the rest of the hilt back behind, which should go right about there. Okay. Alright, so we are now on to number 4. This is 265-ish. Yeah. And by the way, if you're not sure where I'm looking right down here. This is kind of my coordinates, my pixels. I've mentioned it in previous streams, but some people kind of look at me and go like, why are you going like that? Looking down that corner so intently. It's because I'm looking for the measurements of the picture so I can make it square. And look it good. Okay. Whoops, I need to save that. There we go. That is Armor 3, which is Earth and Water. My fingers just suddenly forgot how to type there for a moment. Okay, now we go on to our Earth and Air number 2. Which this one, of the Earth Airs I think in this pack of data, I think I like that one the best. Sorry, somebody's asking me to send them the Twitch channel so they can watch it. Okay, moving on. Oh, it's Oscar. Oscar will be joining us shortly, for those of you who know who Oscar is. He'll be joining us momentarily. Okay, there we go. The arm, which has this massive blade coming off the side of the arm, which is kind of cool looking. Okay, there's that armor without anything added to it. Okay, now, where's the shield? There it is. And the shield, right about here. And the weapon, which is also massive. Some of these weapons are just ridiculously huge. I mean, they're cool, but they're humongous. Put that up there. I gotta do some serious blending on that wrist too. That one's overlapping a lot. There we go. Look at the size of that weapon. It's humongous. I'd even go so far as to say it's ridiculously huge. It's massive. I can go right about here. There we go. Okay, I can go right about there. And how wide are we? 315. Huge. Which is what I figured. Much wider than it is tall. Can I get that centered in there somewhat? Number 4, earth and air. Okay, 1/3 of the way done with the armors now. Oops. Wrong window. That's the one I wanted. Okay, so number 5, number 6, 7, and 8. It's been a while since I've done a month that had 12 armors in it. It's been a long while, actually. 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Okay. Here is the mix and match reskin number 1, which is, as I said, the Shade Flame Edge, which is the current heroic armor, and the Nightfall Vizier armor besides the head. So, Nightfall Vizier, so they're both Fire Spirit armors, just like with the other one. Sorry, this is the second mix and match, my mistake. The first mix and match was the Terrestrial Halberd. Yeah, there will be 5 weekend events. They moved November's event into November 30th War into December. Sorry, I got somebody messaging me. One moment. Oh, somebody's telling me that my title is wrong again. Let me look. Datamine for December 2018. Says that right on my screen. And I did save it this time. I know I did. I've saved it twice, actually, just to be sure. I know that my screen here says, up there in that top corner, definitely says December, because I updated that before I even started the stream. So I know it does say December right here. It's probably hard to see with all this stuff behind it, but that does say Datamine December 2018 right there. So, anyway. Alrighty, so back to the armor. There we go. So the armor back here, we're going to go back into there, zoom in, and let's see what this looks like. Doesn't look bad, actually. Doesn't look bad at all. Yeah, there's going to be 5 weekend events, Oscar. Yes, there will be. Because the November 30th war is going to officially be part of December. So we have, in that case, we have 3 wars and 2 raids, the fusion event, of course, 4 seasonals, and then I'm guessing a Christmas event, at least 1 armor for that. So that's 11 armors. So we have 1 extra. What it's for, I have no idea. Yes, Oscar is here. Well, I'm sorry, that's Shakti. I'm not sure who that is. Yes, Oscar is here. He's the one who messaged me and said, "Hey, what's your Twitch URL?" And I sent it to him, and he joined. So, okay, so there is the, again, like I said, this is the Nightfall Vizier armor, and the head of the Shadeflame Edge. So there's that one. Before I add anything to it, doesn't look bad actually. They blended the color schemes kind of nicely. Again, I don't really like the mix and match reskins, but that's me. I'd rather that they just came up with entirely new designs, but of course I'm not on the art department. I'm not in the art department, so I don't really have a say in that. Nor do I work for them at all. So, you know, it is what it is. I've had people ask me, do they send this data to you? No, I get this data before it's even uploaded into the game. And by the way, thanks to Dr. Redstone for the shout out on the channel, on his YouTube channel. I appreciate that. He did notice, and I did notice as well, when I loaded up the game on one of my alternate accounts on a spare device that I use, I got an update as soon as I started it up. So it's entirely possible the game data is already loaded in. They just haven't turned it on yet, quote unquote. So it's there already. It's just not in game. Not available in game, I should say. So they've already loaded December's data in the game, if that's correct. If that is, which I'm pretty sure it is. So if you saw the update as well, it was about 15 or 16 megabytes earlier today. That would have been December's data. So they've loaded it a lot earlier the past few months than they normally do. Usually I'll get a hold of the data around this time frame, usually the 7th to the 10th of the month. And then they load it into the data usually around the 25th-ish of the same month. So usually only a week or so before the new month starts. Sorry, my nose is really itchy for some reason all of a sudden. But they usually load it in about a week or so before the new month starts. They've even gone so far as to load it like the day before the month starts. So you'll get an update like the 30th of the month, and then the new month starts the next day, kind of thing. So they have been loading the data a lot earlier lately than they normally do. Okay, so that's 280, 270-ish. Yeah. 270 should work. Okay, move that down to there a bit. So this is Armor 4, which was Earth and Air. That's right. Armor 5, Earth, Air. Done. Okay, now we have our Christmas raid, I'm going to guess. This is going to be a Christmas raid, or at least a Christmas-themed armor, anyway. I still need to look at the bosses to determine which one the other one goes with. Whoops, I did not want to do that. I wanted a new window entirely. There we go. It's going to make me want to save that now when I close it, because I added another layer to it, then removed it. So this one is definitely a very Christmas kind of theme. It has this spiral effect like candy canes, etc. And the boss, which I was showing earlier, also has the same kind of effect on its weapon. It looks more like an axe. So, yeah, it'll be there. Anyway, this is going to go with that one. Where'd the legs go? Over there. Although I have to admit I do like this, kind of this skull theme to it. There's skulls on the knees, skull on the belt. You know, the head looks like a deer, like deer antlers or something similar. But it looks more like a crown, sort of. I like it. I like the look of this one. Okay, and there's the arm, and it has kind of these almost candle-looking bits to the shoulders, the shoulder pauldrons. Kind of looks almost like a candle. It's kind of cool looking. So there's that. There's that armor before I add anything to it. And then we have the shield, which is really, truthfully, kind of plain compared to the rest of the armor. Yeah. So if I put that right there, it doesn't really cover much. Just looks like a regular old shield. And then we have this massive hammer. Which, oops, I went way too far over on that one. that again. There we go. And put that right about here. I'm going to have to blend that one in a lot. There's a lot of blending on that one. Like all the way down to here. Let me zoom in a little bit here so I can see what I'm doing a little better. Like about like that. That's better. Alrighty. And there's the halfway point. Put that about right there. And that is armor number 6. So that is officially the halfway point in the armor assembly stage. Once I save this. 275. There's that one, right about like that. 6, Earth Spirit. This one right here, Earth Air. It does look a bit Earth Air, but that right there would say otherwise. It's Earth and Spirit, trust me. It does look a bit Earth Air though, I agree. It's just that it has this obvious spirit swirls and the spirit effects here. And that little guy right there, I've mentioned this in previous streams. This little indicator right there is Earth. That little indicator right there is Spirit. It usually exists in every one of them. Sometimes the Spirit one, though, will have a little Spirit ball, kind of a purple colored ball in it. But it is definitely Earth and Spirit. Anyway. This one is, I can't think of the name of this guy here, the head, but the armor is the Ember Storm. Ember Storm Eternal, I believe. The Ember Storm War Vest, which is the same armor, but just the Eternal version was color scheme change. It is the same armor in every way, just the color scheme's different. This one just has a different head. And of course, the color scheme obviously has been changed again. But as I said earlier, there's enough green in here that's like, okay, this is an Earth armor, but it looks still more fire, goldy sort of color. I don't know. I don't know if I'm really a big fan of this one. I really don't like it, to be honest. And these arms just look funky to me, like they left an effect out or something. Like, look at that. It's plain. There's nothing to it. And then the wrist here just... I think we're going to get another pack of data. This doesn't look complete to me. And I actually found out shortly after, when I did the last stream, I did actually contact Deca and said, hey, so what's the deal? Why are there no crafting materials? And they said, oh yeah, well, they made a mistake on the pack of data and the crafting materials got left out. And there were also a couple of graphical effects that were fixed in the second and third packs. So the second and third packs were essentially identical, except for a couple of the, I think it was the first evolution, the first visual evolution armors. Well, I think one or two of them had like missing bits, so they added those in. But other than that, they're basically identical. So they had actually a total of, I think, 4 over the course of last month. 4 total packs, which were, again, essentially exactly the same. The first pack didn't have all those keys in it. The second pack had all the keys and had all the crafting materials in it. And then the last 2 just had fixes on the graphical bits here and there. Yeah, that head just doesn't look right to me on that armor. Doesn't look right unless it's the Ember Storm head. But that's me. But this arm does not look complete to me, like it's missing graphics or something. I don't know. So, I mean, this arm over here looks exactly the same, but there's no additional effect to it. Like, there should be something there, if you see what I mean. It looks like just incomplete. I don't know why they would do that, but... and then if you look over here, it looks like there's missing effects there as well. I don't know. But as I said, don't be surprised if we get another pack, which will probably just be updates to the effects, or some of the, graphics, like that arm there, it doesn't look complete, that arm doesn't look complete there, that doesn't look complete there. If you zoom in really close, you can see there's actually a little bit of a lighter color there, like there's supposed to be something there. And then this kind of has this little, like, piece that goes around the outside of the hand to cover it. That's there, but there's nothing behind it between these 2 pieces. And if I go back out to here, you can see the same effect there, but there's nothing on that one. So, I don't know. Weird. Anyway, there's that armor. And we're going to do a new layer again and paste that shield, which will cover up that arm for the most part, so it doesn't look as bad. But still kind of goofy, if you ask me. And also, it's kind of strange that they would load it into game when it's not really even technically complete yet. But that's not me, not my choice. And the hand is the wrong color. Are you serious? The hand's the wrong color. Looks like I got to blend that out. Okay, let's blend this back out. Back out to the original hand color. I'm going to try to blend this in as much as I can. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to or not, but I'm going to try. I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm going to try it though. We'll see what happens. That actually doesn't look too bad, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't look bad at all, actually. So it's not going to look quite as funky. But it's still, it doesn't look complete to me. That doesn't look like a completed armor image. And I have never actually run across one that was quite this far off the mark, I guess, the best way to describe it. It looks good all in all, but that arm just looks funky, and that arm back behind that shield looks funky too, but maybe they'll release another pack, who knows. Okay, over there. What do we have here? This one's a pretty wide one too. About 310. That's actually not too far off square. Cool. Alright. That's armor number 7, which is Earth and Spirit. Number 2. So, there are 3 Earth Airs, like I said, 3 Earth Spirits, 3 Earth Fires, 2 Earth Waters, and then the dual Earth. So there's a total of, so it's 3, yeah, so that's 12. Okay, so there's 12 armors. But there's, as usual, of course, only the one duel. So normally if you have 3 wars in the same month, they'll have 2 duels. But this time they didn't do that. They did what looks to be 2 Earth Fire or an Earth Spirit, one or the other. So this one, I am fairly certain, is going to be our fusion armor, I think. Or did I already mention that on the other one? I can't remember. I'm a little fried today because just going through the initial pack of data was an ordeal in and of itself because there were so many of each variation, each color combination, and each Earth Air. Yeah, there's Earth Air. There's sorry, there's two Earth Airs or 3 Earth Airs. I'll look again, but this is one of this is actually no, sorry, this is the dual Earth. My mistake. I'm sorry. This is the dual Earth. But there's 2 Earth Airs. Let me go back. I'm just going to go back through it again really quick before I completely fry my brain. So 1 Earth Air, 2 Earth Air. So yeah, 2 Earth Air, 2 Earth Water. Yes, 2 Earth Water. 1, 2, and 3 Earth Fires. And then we have 1, 2, 3 Earth Spirits. So there's 3 Earth Fires, 3 Earth Spirits, 2 Earth Waters, 2 Earth Airs. Yeah, 2 Earth Waters and then the duel. So there's a total of 12 this month for some reason. There should only really be technically 11, but there's 12. Well, 11 meaning that there's a Christmas event armor of some kind. I just don't know what it might be. So, because that one armor that does look distinctly kind of Christmas-y is going to be our raid armor, I'm almost positive, because it looks just, the weapons look exactly the same. They have, one's an axe, of course, the boss's weapon's an axe, or a hatchet-looking sort of thing, but but it has the same spiraled look to it, like the hammer's head does, the same spiraled effect. So, this one is our dual Earth, this is our exclusive. And again, like I mentioned earlier, that head does not look distinctly Earth to me. I mean, it has the greenish look to it, of course, but it looks more Earth Air to me. But maybe they changed the effects on it and made it Earth. When it was originally Earth Air. I thought this was Earth Fire at the beginning, and thank you, Misto, for pointing that out. I just didn't look closely at the particle effects enough. Because it looked like Earth Fire. Because this guy right here, this little effect right here, the Earth has just kind of dots like specks of dirt in it, whereas the fire has kind of waves of fire in it. So I just didn't look closely enough at it. So yeah, it is definitely Earth and Earth, but it looks like Earth and Fire just at quick glance. So that was my mistake, and again, thank you, Misto, for pointing that out. And for anyone curious, if anyone knows who Misto is, if you're from the Android community, it's not the Misto you're thinking of. It's actually a misto from the iOS community, not from the Android community. iOS Global. So, anywho, there's your shout out, misto. All right. More just a shout out to acknowledge that I screwed up and you pointed it out to me. So there's the dual Earth exclusive armor without anything added to it. And the shield is not very big, which is kind of strange. Most Earth armors have big shields, but this one doesn't. The weapon's pretty large, though. I have to say that. But weapons, for some armors, are just massive. And other armors, they're just not. I guess it just depends on the armor. Blend in that wrist a little bit. There we go. And the massive long hilt coming off the bottom of it. Put that right about here. There we go. Okay, so there's that one. There's our dual Earth. That's our exclusive guy. And that one is 275. Yeah, 275. There we go. That about there. Our 8, Earth, Earth. Oops, I say that as Earth. I say that as Evo at. Let me go back into here for a quick second. Jump back into here and fix that one really quick before I move on. There we go. Alright, and for those of you who didn't see it, just in case you hadn't joined in yet, I'll show you the bosses really quick. This is boss number 1. This is boss number 2. You look right there. That's a reskinned boss that's been used before. That was the very first Earth Air armor in the files. And if I go to here, you can see there's the effects. There's the weapon, has that same spiraled effect to it, and it has the same shoulder sort of flames. So this is very clearly the same armor, the armor that goes with that Earth Spirit armor we just looked at a bit ago. So it's definitely Earth Spirit, even though it does look Earth Air. So the wolf theme, yeah. There is definitely a wolf theme to it. But this one is, oops, sorry, wrong one. That one right there has been used before in the past. It was a raid armor, a raid boss a while ago, and I think it was Earth Air then as well. It may have actually been Air Earth, but it was still the same element combination, just in reverse order. So, anyway, back to here. So now we're going to do the last 3, and then we'll start assembling the sheet. So number 9, 10, 11, and 12. So number 12 is, there's number 9, there's number 10, 11, 12. Okay, there we go. So this one is another new one, which truthfully I like the look of this one a lot. This one's in Earth and Fire. It just kind of looks cool. I like the look of that, I like the look of that that helmet, and the shield, of course, has a very similar look to it. This one definitely has a fire look to it. It definitely has that reddish color to it. There's a little bit of green here and there, but it's mostly red, obviously, because it's a fire armor. Earth and fire. So I like the look of this one. It's very big and very gaudy and huge. So that one's going to go right about like here. And the legs are rather plain. Not really a whole lot of embellishment on them, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be. Armor is about like so. Oops, just a little bit higher. There we go. And then the arm has this kind of cool curvy bit at the top end to kind of match the curviness of the horns at the top of the helmet. So there's that. There's that one. And then we go to the shield, which has a very similar look to the head. And then the weapon on this one is humongous. There we go. And there's the weapon. Cut like that. Zoom in and blend that wrist. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that one is massive. It's a humongous armor, just because of the weapon and the size of the head. But it's big. Yeah, raids are Earth, Air, and Earth Spirit. Yep. And I don't know yet at this point which one's first. My guess is probably going to be have Earth Spirit first, and then Earth Air second. Just a guess, of course, but that's what I would would follow logic. Let's see, 303. Let's do 305. That should be good. Put that about right there. There we go. So that's armor number 9, which was Earth and Fire. That's right. Okay. Now we have the Bushido Quiris, which is a reskin as well. Well, it's not even really much of a reskin, to be honest. It doesn't look that different from the original. The original had more of an earth feel to it, as opposed to it being more of a fire feel. This one has definitely more of a fire look to it, but it's still the exact same effects, or the exact same elements, excuse me, of the original. So there's really no change. It's an earth fire armor. It was originally an earth fire armor. I think it might have been fire earth originally or something, but it's exactly the same armor in every way. The only difference is, like with most reskins, the color scheme changed, but this time they kept the original elements. So this one is originally Earth and Fire, and has been recolored as another Earth and Fire, which is kind of strange. Usually the reskins have different elements. This one doesn't. It's exactly the same as the original. And I like this armor originally because it has a definite kind of samurai look to it, and the weapon, of course, has a definite katana look to it, with the exception of those, flamey bits coming off of the handle right there that you can see right there. Looks like a regular sort of, samurai sword. So there's that one, which I like the armor in the first place. I still like it now. It just has a different color scheme. Not really significantly different than the original. And there's that one right there. And the weapon right there. That one I'm definitely going to have to blend as well. It's huge. I don't know why they do that sometimes. Some of them will just lay right on top of the one that you have already there, lay right on top of the existing hand. And other ones you have to blend for days. I don't know why they do that. Okay. And there's that one. Ta-da! There's the Bushido reskin. I'm the man. Thanks, Lee. Appreciate it. That's one of the best remakes. Yeah, that one actually is pretty cool, but it is exactly the same elements, exactly the same armor. Obviously, it'll be stronger than the original, obviously. But it does look exactly the same as the original, just the color scheme's changed. Not really significantly different otherwise. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see here. What size do we have? 265. About the same, actually. That one's pretty close to square. Pretty close. There we go. Save. That's armor 10, Earthfire. And that one's done. Okay, now we have our Earth and Water. Earth and Spirit. Sorry, this is Earth and Spirit number 3. This one, I'm going to guess this is going to be the seasonal, one of the seasonals. Just a guess. Of course, I can't guarantee anything, but this is going to be a seasonal. When I have the whole thing laid out, I'll go through it in more detail and just say this is what I think everything's going to be, but this is just my initial kind of take on what I think it might be. And I still need to look at that. Actually, no, I don't need to look at it at all. Duh. The Earth-Air boss goes with the very first Earth-Air armor, so I know which ones are which. I don't even know why I'm confusing myself. Duh. Okay, moving back on here. Earlier I was saying I need to figure out which boss goes with that Earth and Air, and then it dawned on me that there's a reskinned boss with a reskinned armor. Durr. Okay. Don't mind me. I've been derping all night long. So this one looks like another king sort of feel to it, like the current fire spirit, seasonal current spirit fire. Excuse me. That one has a very kind of knight or king look to it. This one also does. This one has more of a king sort of feel to it as well, with that crown. Looks kind of like a king's dress, a king's outfit, and king's armor, if you will. And then the KnD creation, which was a water and earth we had just a couple months ago, had also a very similar sort of feel to it, similar sort of look to it. Had a very kind of knight's or king's armor look to it. Anyway. So there is that one, without anything added to it. And where's the shield? There it is, at the top right. Massive shield on this one. That one should be right about there. And then we have the weapon, which is another one of those classic sort of sword looks. I like it. I like the classic sword looks. It looks like, I mean, it's obviously huge and obviously not realistic, but it looks like a traditional sword. It doesn't have like, you know, like the war armor we just had, that was that mix and match guy that had the head of the Violent Titan and the body of the Deep Rift Crusader. The undescended version looks like basically like a really massive spear-ended weapon, like a massive pointed spear. And then when you ascended it, when you got it to the ascension levels, it has this big old hatchet thing on the bottom of it. So it still has the spear look, but it has this massive blade and a point coming off the top of it. So it's just humongous. It's ridiculously huge, in my opinion. But, I mean, I didn't get the armor, so it doesn't really matter to me one way or the other, but I just thought it was huge. A little bit too big, in my opinion. This one looks like a traditional sword, and I like those. Even has kind of a cross look to it, kind of a, I don't know that I'd quite go so far as to say a Templar look to it, but it definitely has a knight sort of feel to it, a knight's armor. There's that one. It's also going to be a humongously wide one. But again, it looks like a king's armor with, you know, weapon and shield and everything. And I like the looks of these ones. They look cool to me. Traditional knight-looking armor and traditional knight-looking, you know, weaponry. 315. That was a huge wide one too. There we go. It's armor 11, Earth Spirit. And last but not least, our very last one here, which is Earth and Water. This one again looks like a knight's armor, but you know, it has like the knight's head. It has or knight's helm rather. It has plate mail. It has these, you know, kind of plates to the legs, and the weapon looks like a big blade, and the shields, you know, it looks like a traditional knight's armor. Another one I like that has a similar sort of feel to it, and the weapon looks like a regular sword. Massive, of course, obviously too big, but still looks like traditional knight's weapons and armory. Armor. Bleh. Okay, there we go, and there is that, about like that. Then we have the legs, which again looks like a traditional knight's leg plates and all that good stuff down here, and boots. About like so. Okay, there's that one. So there's that armor. I'm not sure what I really think about this little mohawk-looking bit of tufted thing sticking off the top of the head, but whatever. Still looks cool to me. I mean, if it was more of like a full mohawk that went over the entire top of the, like all the way back down to here, then I might have a different opinion, but I just think that looks a little goofy. And the weapon, big old massive blade, but still a traditional kind of blade look to it. And like that arm in there, and I gotta blend that wrist as well. Not a whole lot, just a little there. And the rest of the hilt is right there. And this is the reason why I thought the ring probably went with that, because it looks similar to the end of that hilt. Like that part right there. And kind of has that sort of look to it as well. So I think it's the only one it really logically would go with, but it just didn't match this one enough to make it, you know, a guarantee. So let me jump back here actually real quick here. Oops, wrong window. There we go. That one right there, I wasn't really sure. It doesn't really seem like it goes with these armors, but this one definitely goes with this one. But that one looks a little funky to me. I don't really know where that one goes, but it seems to me that it would go with this guy right here that I just did. It doesn't really seem like it would fit anywhere else. Kind of looks like that head right there. But anyway, I'll put that together here in just a minute. I'm almost done. So let's move this over to here. Think about like so. One's also really wide. 320, that's the widest one in this pack. Holy crap, that's huge. Okay, armor 12. Earth and water. Sorry. Drew a blank there for a second. Duh. Okay, there's that one. So now, time to start assembling the sheet. Okay, let me go back to my other window here. See how big my last one was. 1550 by 1200. Height-wise, 1200 should still be good. I'm going to have to go a lot wider, though, I think, on this one. I'm going to go with 1850 by 1200. Let's do new 1850 by 1200. This is going to be hugely wide. But I'm just going to start off with that, and we'll see how it goes. So new layer. We're going to get ourselves a box here from the 350-ish mark. Right about there. We'll go over to about there. Should be good. Okay, now we're going to go back to here. We're going to grab our first armor, which is going to have to be in... Let me move everything around first really quick there. Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't know why I didn't mention it. There has to be another pack of data. There are no pets. So, obviously we're going to get an update of some kind here in the next few days. Maybe a week or so. But there's no pets. So, obviously we're going to have something, you know, in the coming days. So we are at about an hour and 50 minutes now at this point in time. I'm going to try to get this done in the next 20 to 30 minutes at most. So everyone that's been online, thank you for watching for as long as you have, if you've been online this whole time. But I'm going to try to get this done as quickly as I can. So there is a cape, there is bosses, there are crafting materials, but there are no pets. So just so everyone's aware, there are no pets in this file. There's a cape, there's bosses, everything else, just no pets. And some of the armors look incomplete. Well, that one in particular looks incomplete. So it's possible we might get another pack of data here in the next few days. And if there is, of course, I'll update this one and send it out to everyone. And it's also possible that they may remove some of the armors and replace them with other ones. I don't know. This is still early. I've had this only since last night. So, and I haven't really had a chance to look through it until today. So let me jump back out to here, paste, like so. There we go. And then we'll jump out and we'll go back and grab the bosses and just throw them in there as well while I'm at it. So I have everything in the same folder. Okay, so now, amulet, head, armor, ring. Amulet, head, armor, ring. Amulet, head, armor, ring. Amulet, head, armor, ring, etc. Okay, here we go. Starting with laying out of armors now. Oops, wrong window. Wrong window. There we go. Paste. See if this goes over the top like it's supposed to. Good. Actually, I don't want it. Oh, actually, no, I do want it to do that, don't I? It's actually behind it. It's not actually what I wanted. Shit. I hate when I do that. I need to undo that layer. I need to put this actually on here, not the other one. So this one needs to be on this one. So we're going to start at about there and go to about there. There we go. Much better. So now if I go back to here and I paste that armor on top, it should go over the top of it now, which it now does. Okay, perfect. So let's put this one right about there. And this one right about, oops, right about there. I don't want it to overlap too much. This one right about, oh, not quite that far over, about there. Earth and air number 1, right about one's humongous. There. Not only height-wise, but the width of it's humongous. Then we have number 5. Whoops. Let's stretch that puppy out. Let's see how it looks. I'm going to probably have to make this wider. I don't think this is going to be wide enough. Because that's... Actually, no, wait, I'm fine. Actually, sorry, I'm fine. I've got another... What was that? Nestle. Or Nestle. I can Nestle. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Sorry, I probably massacred your name. Iqonestle. Welcome. There you go. I'm not sure how to say that. I'm probably massacring it, and if I am, I'm sorry. But welcome. Thank you for joining. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Go back into... Where was I at now? The wrong window. Lost track of what I was doing. There we go. Okay. Number 6. Back to here. Number 6 is this guy here. This is one of our raid armors. The other one is here. So raid armor number 1, raid armor number 2. That's the order that they're in. Okay. That's row number 1. Row number 2. I have a feeling that this one is going to get updated and or replaced. Because as I said, that arm looks wrong to me. It doesn't look complete. I don't know why that's even really in there, to be honest. Doesn't really seem to fit the theme of the rest of the armors. There's our dual. That's our dual puppy right there. That's our dual Earth. There's Earth and Fire number 2, I believe. There is another one. There's our Earth and Fire number 3, I think. There's 3 in total, anyway. Okay, and Earth and Spirit number 3. That one is again huge. About like that. And last but not least, we have our very last Earth and Water. So this bottom row just coincidentally has a lot of really wide armors on it. So it's going to look a little funky until I reorganize and kind of straighten things out a little bit. I'll probably move some of these over to the right. I'll probably start actually from here. I'll just go like this and move them all to the right so that they kind of more match up. Like this one kind of matches up more with that one. That looks pretty good right there. And then I'll move this one here and the rest over a bit more so they kind of match up a bit better, and that should, for the most part, I think, do it. I'll move the last one just a little bit, but not much. So they kind of more are in alignment with each other. Oops. Oh, I'll do that. That looks a little better, and I'll probably chop off the excess over here. Because this is 1850 in size, I may only need 1800. Yeah, I'll probably just do that right now, actually. 1800. Much better. Okay. And that's it. There's the layout of the armors. Primarily, this bottom row is just so massive because 1, 2, 3, 4 of the armors are just so wide. They're 300-ish pixels in width. And the ones up here are 250, 260, 270. You know, they're much more narrow except for that guy. Okay. So now we're going to go into our rings and amulets. I'm going to zoom in a bit here. So the ring, or the amulet number 1 for this guy, right about like so. And I believe, as I said, this is the original ring and element set, ring and amulet set for this armor, just recolored. Then we have the amulet, which is the amulet for the armor in this particular case. But the ring is for the head. It's one of those mix and match doohickeys. So that one right there is the head, or that goes with the head, and this goes with the armor, the rest of the armor. Because it's a combination mix and match reskin. Okay, this one is a brand new one entirely, so therefore it has its own stuff. Entirely separate and different from everything else. And there's the ring that goes with it. There's the Earth Air number 1 amulet. Pardon me, I'm burping. You can really see the head here mixed with that. You can really see that they go together. You couldn't see it as obviously earlier when I was trying to match them up with, the ring and amulet set with the armor. It wasn't as obvious if you didn't look right at that part right there compared to that part right there. It's just, reversed, flip-flopped. And now we have mix and match number 2, which is the Nightfall Vizier body armor weapon with the head of the current heroic armor, which is the Shade Flame Edge. That guy right there. And then we have our Christmas raid, which I am pretty sure is going to be around the Christmas time frame. And if I look at my calendar here really quick, we have a raid this weekend, a raid the 23rd, a raid on the 7th, and then a raid on the 21st. So it's actually just the weekend prior to Christmas. I'm thinking this is probably going to be that raid. This one right here. So, can't guarantee it, of course, but that's what it looks like to me. There's the amulet for that, ring and amulet set for that one. The rings obviously goes with it because it looks just like the head. And then we zoom back out, and we zoom back in over here. So this is the amulet, again, just like with the previous one. So we actually have 1, 2, 3 mix and match reskins. And then we have 1, 2 regular reskins. So just 2 of them are just color scheme changes, which is this first one here, which is a raid armor, and then the Bushido, which are they're exactly the same armor, just different colors, and every way identical. And then we have this one here, which is a reskin with a mix and match combo, mix and match combo on this one, and mix and match combo on this one. So there's actually 5 total reskins of the 12. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 brand new armors, which I'm okay with. It's more than half. So that's okay with me. I don't mind that at all. Okay. Moving on. Back into here again. This is why I zoom in. Okay. Back into here. So the ring is actually the ring that goes with the armor. The amulet goes with the head. You can see the head. They match right up. Pretty obvious on that. And then, of course, this one goes right with that one. And then this one goes right with that one. So, pretty obvious where they go. Now we have our dual. There's our dual puppy. Here's our exclusive right there. And then the ring and amulet set that goes with it, like so. Now if we scroll over, now we get into our Earth and Fires, the 2 back-to-back. So this is the Earth and Fire number 1. Which, honestly, of all these armors in this file, I think I like this one and this one the best. Just on looks alone. And because, of course, this one's Earth and Spirit, I automatically like it just on that all by itself. Okay, Bushido. This one we had in Heroic, actually. Just a Heroic armor pretty recently, actually. Just in the past couple of months. There's that one. I think the armor originally was Fire and Earth. Now it's Earth and Fire. So, whatever. Again, same armor, same element combinations, different colors. Okay, so this one's Earth and Spirit. And of course, because it is Earth and Spirit, it's one I like the best. Kind of like during October, when I was trying to match up the armors and the rings and amulet sets, the one for the Burned Gallant for the Halloween armor, the ring didn't, or the amulet didn't look like it belonged, really at all. It didn't look like it belonged to that armor. It was the wrong kind of color scheme. It was purple, obviously, because it was Spirit, but it didn't look like it belonged to the armor. The ring kind of did, but the ring amulet didn't. This one, the amulet obviously looks like the shield, so that's a pretty clear indication. But this isn't really reflected anywhere on the armor. So, I mean, it looks kind of like the center of that head, kind of, but I can't really see all that well to see if that's actually a moon shape or not. It looks like it probably is, but it's not immediately obvious. Anywho, now we have amulet for this one. Are you not alt-tabbing? Goofy thing. Amulet looks just like the shield, not surprisingly. And the ring looks just like the shoulder, which I didn't see immediately at first, but it looks just like this guy right here. Same sort of spike. It's just 2 spikes instead of 1. Same sort of little filigree right there on the shoulder as right there. So that's that. There's the armors. Ta-da! Okay, so now elements, and then we're going to do the rest of the layout below it. I'm actually going to do another layer right now, before I forget. This is going to be a humongous sheet, just width-wise. It's going to be so much huger, so much larger than normal. Usually the sheets are 1400 to 1500 pixels wide. This one's 1800, so it's quite a bit larger, just because there's 12 armors instead of the usual 10 or 9. Okay, so let me go to my other folder here. To here, we're going to start getting the earth elements in here to start off with. Zoom in, there's earth number 1. That's earth and air. This one here is earth and fire, if memory serves. Oops, wrong folder. There we go. So the second one is earth and fire. Yeah, it is. Okay, just making sure. Okay, so I'll move over here to the right. This one is also earth and air. I moved too far. This one is earth and water. This one is earth and air. This one is earth and fire, I think. God, I'm drawing a blank. No, it's earth and air. It's earth and air. There's 2 earth and airs back to back. And then there's the earth and spirit raid armor, which is going to be, again, like I said, I'm pretty sure the Christmas armor. Christmas raid, one night before Christmas. There's our earth and water, number 2. There's my favorite earth and spirit in the files. Well, I don't know. That one is... actually, I like this one, the Christmas one, too. Christmas raid armor. But that's probably going to be the seasonal. Then we have the 2 earth fires side by side. Whoops! What are you doing? Don't do that. Jumping all over the place. Earth and fire. Earth and fire. Earth and earth. And earth and spirit. Look about like so. There's that. Okay, so now we're going to do air. Whoops, wrong window. Air. Right there. That one. And then we have, it was... oh, I'm sorry. That's yeah, that's fire. Okay, so earth and air. We have 4 and 5. Yeah, 4 and 5. Okay. So zooming in, we're going to go air right about here, and then air right about here. We go down 1, and then earth. Excuse me. So we have earth, air, earth, air, earth, air. Now we have earth and fire, which is this one here, right there, and right there, and right there. There's our 3 earth fires. Okay. Now we have earth and spirit, which we only have 2 of those, I believe, if memory serves, unless I'm brain cramping again, which I probably am, actually, now that I think about it. Earth spirit is number 6. Yep, just 2. Number 6 and number 11. Okay. Just making sure. So earth and spirit goes down here as well. Come on, just move over. Move. There's earth and spirit there, earth and spirit there. Okay, cool. Move that down just a touch. Okay, now we have earth and water, which is this one here, and this one here. So I am going to guess at this point in time. Here's my predictions. So this first one, of course, is raid. The what? The belt? Oh, you're talking about on this one right here, I think. Yeah, right there. Yeah, it does. It's similar there and similar there. So it looks kind of like it could be, but not obvious right off the bat. So anyway, so here's my prediction. So I said the first one's raid. This one I'm guessing is probably going to be replaced. Just a guess. But I don't think they actually meant to put 3 earth fires in the files. The other 2 look like they belong. This one I just don't really know about. Same thing with this. But that's actually an earth. And hang on a second. Back to here. Number 6. 7. Oh no, 7 is earth and spirit too. I'm sorry, I did miss one. There are 3 earth and spirits. This one right here. Forgot. That one right there. Duh. Okay. So, like I said, raid. I don't know about this one. It might be a war armor. They did do a war armor combo mix and match just barely for the dexterity bout. I think, truthfully, this one right here is going to be a seasonal. Just a guess, but I think it's going to be a seasonal. The earth and air right here, I'm pretty sure is going to be the fusion armor. What would have formerly been the exclusive. This one, I think, is probably going to be a war as well. So this one's the raid. This one, I think, is going to be a war as well. And then this one's seasonal. This one's seasonal. That one I don't know. That's the exclusive, and that one I don't know. So, as I've said in previous streams, based on the number of events there are going to be during the month. So this month there's going to be, for December, there's going to be 2 raids. There would have normally been 2 wars as well, so that was before. But they took the November 30th war, that would have normally been part of November, and included it as part of December's data instead. So when I thought there was an armor missing last month, there actually wasn't. The armor was, in fact, here instead of being there. So that makes up some of the difference. So that means we have 5 events. We have 4 seasonals, including the exclusive, and a fusion. That's 10. So that would make sense that there's 10. But we have 2 extra. So we have an extra Earth Spirit and an extra Earth Fire. I don't know which one's going to be which. So one more time, going through it from the left to right, we have Raid, not sure, Seasonal, Fusion, not sure, Raid. Then we have, I'm not sure again, Fusion, or excuse me, Exclusive, Seasonal. This one I'm not sure about either. It's probably going to be a war. This one's going to be a seasonal, and that one's going to be a seasonal. That's what I think. Or sorry, this one's going to be war. Excuse me. It's entirely possible, Oscar. You could be right. One of the Earth Airs could be the Christmas event. If it is going to be a Christmas event, I'm thinking probably going to be the Earth Air right here. This guy that's the one of the mix and matchers. So, but it's also possible they could do something different. They might use one of the Earth spirits instead. Who knows? No way of really knowing for sure. Welcome, Captain Psych. Good to see you. Okay. So we're now going to do the rest of the sheet. As I said, of course, those are just my predictions. I have been wrong in the past. I'll probably be wrong again. So let me put this down here, like about like so. And we will fill it. And then we'll put our text in. And I usually use about 24-ish. I think I'm actually going to bump that up to 28. Never mind. There we go, that looks better. Okay, now we're going to put in the crafting materials, which is, nope, not that one. Oh, would you stop it, you goofy thing. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to put crafting material number 1, which is a snow globe, oddly enough. Oh, for crap's sake, stop it, you stupid son of a bitch. My computer is jumping all over the place. I need to reboot, I think. It's just pissed off at me. So there's number 1. Crafting material, which is a snow globe. I'm alt-tabbing and it's taking the wrong windows. That one, thank you very much. Okay. And then we have what looks to be a gingerbread man. So we have a gingerbread man and a snow globe. So definitely very Christmas themed. There's a snowman in there you can see with inside the snow globe. So there's our crafting materials and our armors. So unless they do another seasonal, like a 5th seasonal instead of just 4, that would explain why they have an extra one. But I don't know. It's all just a kind of a guessing game at this point. Really don't know for sure. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my bosses right here in the normal section, kind of in the middle, and I'm going to leave the rest of it mostly blank. Well, the bosses here, cape here, and then I'm just going to leave the rest of it over here blank because there's no pets. So I'm not really sure where to put them. But that's really it. I'm basically done otherwise. So just a second here while I get my other window pulled up. There we go. So bosses, as usual, we're going to copy, paste. There we go. So boss numero 1, which goes with that guy right there. And then the other one goes with this guy right here. So we'll put that right about here. And then we'll go to boss number 2 and put that right about here. Put that like that. And then I'm actually going to move them both slightly over to the right. So it's a little bit off center to me, my eyes. There we go. And now we're going to put the elements, just like we did before, on here. So I'm going to put earth, paste, so there's earth, that like that, okay, and then over here, like about like, oops, ah crap, I didn't mean to do that. There we go, okay, just trying to get an idea of where I put it exactly. Like about like so. Okay. That needs to be just a little bit over to the right. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to put in the spirit one, which is here. And the air one, which is here. Like about like so. Okay. That's it. So now we got to put the cape in, which is in here, which is that one right there. So we'll put cape, copy that one, jump back to here and paste. That is our cape, which again looks distinctly air to me. Does not look earth whatsoever, but it is what it is. So now we're going to put a text box below the bosses. Why are you doing that to me again? Click. There we go. And put one over here behind below the cape as well. I'll need to move that one. Bosses. Probably have to move that one also. So that's okay, I can do that in just a second. Cape. Now we're going to get this. We're going to move this from here just ever so slightly to the right. And this one just a little bit to the left. About like that. There we go. Okay. So now, let's see how this looks. Let me save this really quick before I move on. Okay, saved. So now I can leave this section over here blank. I'm probably going to shorten it up a little bit here because I didn't have anywhere near as much stuff on this one as I have in the previous ones. I'm going to move those out of the way. I'll just leave that open rather. Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. Actually, I did actually get another idea from somebody else as well, from one of the other leaders in my alliance. Gave me an idea to do that as well, another idea as well. So I'm actually going to just really quickly test something here really fast. We're going to do another. We're going to do back to here and go like that. That worked. That worked. And that worked. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to really quickly text that there. I'm going to do this on purpose even though I can't really see it. I'm going to put, so this is first row 6th armor. And put that on center. There we go. I know you can't really see it. It's really hard to read on my side too. And then we have first row, first armor. First row, first armor. And I'm hoping I typed that right because I can't really tell. So if I go back to here and I go back to the background, oh, I put that in the wrong place because now if I do this, this is going to cover it. Yeah, crap, I did that wrong. Son of a bitch. Okay, we're going to undo that and change the color back to black. And I'm going to fill this in. Okay, now, back to the background. Why are you not clicking? What are you doing, you stupid thing? Stop it. There we go. Okay, just so I can see what it looks like. Okay, good. Now, I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to select that color, and we're going to zoom in. First, so we're going to do top row 6th armor. And top row first armor. Coincidentally, they're both in the top row. And we're now going to go over here to the right, and we're going to right align, go to red. So this is season 28. Why are you doing that to me? Stop it. Season 29, sorry, Earth. There we go. So really quickly before I do that, I'm actually going to space that out a little bit so it's a little bit more obvious that they are going to be separate from each other. So I'm going to move that one up here. Oh, and of course it's going to delete the background. Oh, because I'm putting it in the wrong layer. No wonder. Damn it. Dumbass. Okay, let's try that again. Don't mind me, I'm just retarded. I'm just fried today. I've had a long week. Top row, first armor. Put you right where you belong there. There we go. Okay, now, I'm going to jump back to here. My phone keeps notifying me people are following me long after they've actually followed me on Twitch. So, thanks for being up to date on that there, Twitch. Appreciate it. Okay, so, season, right align, thank you. 29, Earth. I don't know why it does that. It just jumps all over the place. And we have Datamine, December 2018. There we go. Okay, now I can move it, but I'm going to shorten that up because I don't want it to be quite this long. Thinking probably about 1100. Yeah, 1100 should be good, I think. Let me do that really quick before I forget. Whoops, not that one. Much better. Okay, now if I go to here and I zoom in, I can now move all of this stuff up. There we go, much better. Okay. And we'll grab just this, and I'm going to move it up. Whoops, I selected it first. There we go. Oh, for crap's sake, that just takes too long. And I'm going to actually throw an effect on this. There we go. Kind of draw your attention to it somewhat. Cool. Alright. Okay. So now, other than the pets not being there, because there aren't any in this particular file, I'm going to save that really quick. And I'm just going to put a text box in there. Go to here. There we go. I'm going to put a text box right about here. If it'll even let me. It might not. Oh, it did. What do you know? Cool. I'm going to go into here and we're going to go pets, question marks. Because I don't know where they are. We're just going to put that in there as such. That's it. So I'm going to leave that box right there. I may move it actually down just a little bit. Like about like so. And I'm actually going to move this one here up a little bit because I don't like how close it is to the bottom border. There we go. Okay, that's it. So we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and save this, send this out to the usual people through the usual channels. But that's December for you so far. So keep everyone updated as things change, which I'm sure they will in the very near future, in the next week or two. That's it. So everyone have a great rest of your week and kick ass in the upcoming raid tomorrow. So that's it. Talk to you later. Thanks.